Hello, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. It's a pretty beautiful day today, and I don't know if you guys are following the football matches. Today is the a very important match with the Euro Cup. The Netherlands is gonna play against England, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think that England is gonna win. I do believe that England is gonna win, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen. And it was quite interesting to see that. Uh, excuse me, that Spain defeated France. Anyway, I'm not really a close follower of football, but I just like to keep track of it. Let me know who you're rooting for in the comment section. So anyway, what I want to talk about today is boron and the importance of boron, why you should be making sure that you consume as much boron in your diet. So the first thing I want to talk about, which is that there's all these people that follow the carnivore diet, right? And by the carnivore diet, I mean the strict carnivore. I mean the people that only eat animal foods. They only eat beef, they only eat meat, they only eat eggs, cheese, and fish, but they don't consume anything other than animal foods, right? These people are very likely to be deficient in boron, and the reason for that is quite simple because there is no boron, guys. There is no boron whatsoever in animal foods. Now, boron is probably not the most important mineral out there. There's many minerals which are much more important. Zinc, potassium, magnesium, calcium. Obviously, being deficient in one of these, you're definitely going to have problems. But your body can probably handle being a little bit deficient in boron, but it's not ideal. Obviously, you want to get all the benefits. And for this reason, it's not good to follow a restrictive diet such as the carnivore diet, okay? There is nothing wrong with you consuming some fruits and honey here and there, right? And this was done by humans in nature all the time, right? They have no reason, look at the Hazza tribe, for example. When they meet the Hazza tribe, they don't just eat meat. I mean, yes, 90% of their diet is meat, but they do also consume certain tubers, kind of like potato-like things, and fruit and honey is definitely consumed. Anyway, guys, so back to the topic of the carnivore. So people who are following this carnivore diet, which is a very restrictive diet, they're very, very likely to be deficient in boron. And what that does, when the boron is quite deficient, your free testosterone is going to be low. So you might have a pretty high total testosterone, but you're not going to have a high free testosterone, right? So why that is because your SHBG is going to be quite high. So when the SHBG is going to be very high because there's low boron, no boron means SHBG is going to be high. SHBG is going to bind to the testosterone, and there's not going to be enough free testosterone circulating in the blood. Give you an example about this. Sean Baker was talking about this. He was complaining. I think this was like 2 years ago. He was complaining that because of his restrictive diet, he was pretty low in boron, and what resulted was that his SHBG was quite high, and he has very low free testosterone. Actually, he even mentioned verbatim. He said, "My SHBG," and guys, he's a doctor, right? He understands hormones, and he said, "My SHBG is so high, it's almost like at the level of a woman." So, guys, you need to consume boron. Okay, even the people like Paul Saladino, right? I mean, okay, you have Sean Baker sticking to his guns when the carnivore comes, and he's just whatever. I'm gonna follow the carnivore. But even Paul Saladino is like, nah, we can eat fruit and honey, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing to eat fruit and honey. Only thing is, I don't like about him is that he tends to cook his food all the time, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should be eating it raw, but definitely, as far as doing the honey and the fruit, great idea. So yeah, this is just to showcase the problem with not getting enough boron in your diet. If you're gonna consume nothing but animal foods, if you're gonna consume nothing but meat, you're gonna be pretty deficient in boron because there is no boron in meat. So you need a little bit of honey, you need a little bit of fruit. Honey typically contains about 0.8 milligrams of boron per 100 grams. It might not seem much, but you only need about 2 to 3 milligrams of boron a day, so it's not really, you know, important. But as far as fruits are concerned, plums and prunes. I mean, prune is just a dried version of a plum. They tend to be quite high in boron. Dates are pretty high in boron. Avocado, apricots are pretty high in boron. You might also be able to get a little bit of boron from things like maybe apples and bananas and oranges. Not particularly high, but you will get some at the very least. And of course, certain nuts may also contain trace amounts of boron. But if you really want to get as much of it as possible, I seriously recommend that you eat, consume apricots, dates, avocado, and plums and prunes. That's always a good idea. So anyway, I just explained to you everything about boron, why it's important to consume boron, because you want to get that to lower your SHBG and increase your free testosterone. And of course, you want to have as much free testosterone circulating in your blood because then the testosterone is actually being effective. You notice some people complaining. They'll say, "Hey, I went to an endocrinologist or to a GP and I did a blood test for my testosterone, and my testosterone came out to be pretty high. But for some reason, I'm having a lot of difficulty growing hair, right? Like facial hair, and or hair on your chest or hair on your forearms, that kind of stuff." And the reason is because the free testosterone is low. So you might have high testosterone, but if the free testosterone is low, then you're not going to be able to grow facial hair as much. Might also have to do a lot with DHT and other things, but I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, guys, explain to you everything about boron, why it's important to consume boron, and why you should stay away from the carnivore diet, because it's not something that would have been naturally followed in nature. And I hope you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.